Okay, good morning. It is 9 o'clock. I will call the meeting to order. I would ask Betty to, or the agenda is before you. Is there any?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as is.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Betty, if you'd read the October 30th minutes, please.
October 30, 2023. Chairman Cluse called the regular meeting of the Wright County Board of Supervisors to order at 9 a.m. Members present were Cluse, Rasmussen, and Helgebold. Motion by Rasmussen, seconded by Helgebold to approve the tentative agenda. Motion carries. Minutes of the previous regular meeting of October 23rd, 2023 were read and approved. Approved claims for payment. Adam Clemens, Wright County Engineer, gave an update on the secondary roads. There were 37 work orders completed last week. Crews were able to train and use the skid steer for 9 of the brush cutting work orders. Blades were out, normal blading, and were pulled Thursday due to the rain. Trucks finished spot shouldering on C-70 and have moved to C-54 near Eagle Grove. Patrol operator training is taking place this week north of Clarion on 210th Street. Motion by Rasmussen, seconded by Helgebold to adjourn the meeting. Motion carries.
Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, they'll stand approved as read. Claims were around. We got, there are 4 signatures on that. Open forum for public input.
Who's the J? Can't read that.
Jason Wesson.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, item number 6, pay estimate number 2 for Joint Drainage District 2-100 with Franklin County. This was a tile line that we had converted to an open ditch. And the pay request was for $37,105.20. This would be the second payment made to them. We still have the retainage. And again, Franklin County is the lead on this. So they're just looking for our approval to the pay estimate. Is that
Correct.
everything
okay
on to that?
No, they had no other changes, updates, or anything to provide, so.
Right.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the construction pay estimate number 2 concerning Joint Drainage District 2-100, Franklin County being the lead with their recommendation of approval also. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Item number 7. Oops, that's 9:15. That's a timed item. We'll skip down to item number 8. Consider possible lease of 5 acres plus or minus of the county farm to the Wright County landfill.
I sit on the landfill and we've kind of discussed in the past the little carve out there and yeah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, this is Jeremy who he manages our landfill. Travis. Jesus, Travis. Sorry.
Okay,
That
so
wasn't right, but.
Oh my God, it's been a long weekend.
when we had talked about this before, we had talked about possibly squaring that off all the way over to the road. Is that not a desire any further?
I didn't really, you see the front part, we talked briefly about that. I don't know.
Don't have any use for it though.
Okay.
And I don't think it's probably big enough to put in like CRP or anything like that, so. I mean, I don't want any of our working area out front, I want it to look nice out front, keep the mess of work in the back.
Gotcha. Right.
The reason I'm requesting it is, I'm looking at buying a Comtech 6000 grinder. It can handle pretty much any material. It doesn't really like concrete, but it will do it. But the idea is, we'll take in brush, we'll take in, we have another ratio or a storm. You know, that really crippled us as far as where we can send stuff and whatnot. We could bring it here, put it on this property here. The machine I'm looking at will take all that material in and grind it. No big deal, metal, steel, wood, whatever, it'll eat it. It'll come out -6, so about the size of, a little bit smaller in your cup there.
Okay.
With that, takes up less airspace in a semi trailer. We gotta haul 55 miles one way to our end destination. Instead of hauling 6 tons at a time, we can make it 25-ton even loads and be more efficient. With that also, like we're doing a big project right now in Belmont, they're taking down the old Maxfield Co-op. We're getting close to running out of room right now, but we're taking it. It'd just be nicer to have that extra room, that extra ground to put stockpile on and work on it when we can while we're still taking care of our daily garbage.
And we've used that in the past, as I recall.
Do we use it
Yeah.
briefly for the,
In
with
the
Central
floods.
Valley? Or
Well,
the-
no, it's the flood, when Clarion flooded, it took down a bunch of material out there, and I believe it burnt some houses out there too at one time. It's before my time, off what Jim told me.
Yep.
But,
It squares it off, it gives them room to grow.
Yeah, get rid of 2 inside corners.
Right.
So,
I'd mentioned to him, we're getting cash rent on the other farm. Just to keep it consistent, we probably need to do the same thing on this, and I don't know if we wanted to run it the same way, whatever our lease is with the farm, it just rolls into this.
That'd be
Is
the
the
best way
board-
to do it.
Is the board, favorable to that?
I talked to my executive board members,
Okay,
told them all what's going on, and if there would be a possible lease. They said if it is what it is, we have to do it, but we need it to grow. So, if we want it be better for our community and grow that way and do more, deals for us.
and so I guess our concern, Travis, is the loss of income. And that's why we would lease it to you. We currently, I believe, own the property underneath the existing transfer station.
Correct.
And so we would maintain ownership of this.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, we'd just be leasing, because right now there's no transfer of dollars on the actual old landfill and
Right.
that. This part here, because it was with the county farm that had income, we're just kind of keeping the income stream the same, but just leasing it out to the landfill.
Okay. And, in that lease agreement, if they ever discontinued using it, it would come, I mean, it's gonna still be our property. I
Right,
guess.
yeah, I would say something in the lease, when we do it, it'd come back to where it's farmable.
Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
and the lease term,
Open, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not sure if we're restricted on how long we can do it. I think 3 years is what we can do.
I believe that's right, unless it goes to the. Seems to be
There's a
like.
public hearing.
Yeah, you could go out to 5 years, I think, but it requires,
If it's going to run with the lease, that's the next item on the agenda.
okay,
If it just runs with the lease, because the lease will change,
yeah.
whether it's a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year lease.
Yeah, that'd be a good call. We'll just have it run with the,
We'll have it run with the farm lease, and that way when it comes up,
all right.
and if the price changes.
Yeah. if it goes up or down. It's varied, but over anywhere from 400 at the highest to.
I think
In the
right now it's
200s.
351 per
When I
acre.
was looking at last year, 2 years ago, that ratio was around like 375.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
What we do is just have Eric go ahead and our county attorney get with him and draw something up if the board.
Yep, and I have my board meeting, November 15th.
okay, so, on the agenda, consider a possible lease of 5 acres plus or minus of the county farm to the Wright County landfill. On Beacon, as it's drawn out, it's, 5.06 acres, which squares that portion of the property up. I would make a motion to, approve the leasing of the 5 acres west of the current, transfer station that is currently farmable to the Wright County Landfill Authority.
I would second that.
You're gonna state a rate. Based on,
With a rate to follow the farm lease, as it changes on the croppable ground.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna, I think I'm abstained because I'm on both boards.
Okay. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, item number 9, consider bid due dates for the lease of the Wright County farm located in section 5 of Lincoln Township. So this is the remainder portion of that. I think last year it was 262 acres, so essentially would be 257 acres. And obviously, the reason that we want to do this is so that the new tenant, if it is a change of tenants, would have the opportunity to not only get in there and do field work, but also to apply fertilizer. Or anhydrous. Are there any notification requirements?
Are we gonna keep them in the same conditions as the last time where they need to be a Wright County resident? That was a stipulation, I
think
think,
so,
last
yeah.
time, other than.
That makes sense to me.
The advertisement that I put out last time. This is what the bid packet looked like. So the last time that we put it out, it said Wright County is now taking bids for cash rent of the county farm comprising 262 acres tillable. Comprising 262 tillable acres, more or less, and more particularly described as the south half of section 5, township 91, range 24, west of the 5th PM, which is Lincoln Township, southeast of Clarion. The lease will be for a 2-year period beginning March 1, 2022. Sealed bids must be received at the Wright County Auditor's Office by October 1, 2021 at 4 PM and will be opened on October 4th, 2021 at 9:15 AM in the Board of Supervisors chambers in the courthouse basement. Bids should be quoted on a per acre basis and are open to Wright County residents only. Once open, bids will be considered public records. The county reserves the right to reject any and all bids. Current lease may be viewed in the Wright County Auditor's Office.
Okay, so the only thing that we would change on that is the dates. And that's what
And
we're
the
here to
acres.
consider today. But there isn't, it's just that it requires publication.
I ran this for 3 weeks.
3 weeks,
I
okay,
did run it for 3 weeks last time.
so. We're in November, this is 6.
Yeah, you can't count this week, it'd be advertised on the 16th,
23rd and 30th.
Okay,
it'd be the first week in December.
can we have the bids due by the, I'd like to push that up if we could. The 27th. Is there any legal requirements that it runs for a period of time, Betty?
No,
No, okay.
so do you want it for the 20?
How about bids due on the,
Holiday, 23rd, 24th, 25th is a holiday weekend. So they'd have to be in at the 22nd, so it would only run 1 week
1
then.
week, yeah. Okay, let's have the bids due on the Wednesday, the 29th. Or Thursday, the 30th, and we open them on the 4th.
We'll do 30th.
Does that work?
Yeah,
That gives us 2 weeks that it would run.
And it's only been 2 years?
it would
We did
run,
a
that would
2-year
be
lease.
3 weeks that it would
We gotta
run.
go
Well,
to-
if it's due, if he has them due the 30th.
2, it would be due here.
Okay, so just run it 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
Your third week won't be anything.
Do we wanna go to 3 years?
I'm open. Dean, you more the farmer, you want, do we stick it at 2 years? You want, this 3 years better, or?
I'm good with 2 years. Or 3 years.
I'd like to see it go for 3.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, 3 years. I know that we are allowed to do that.
Yeah, as long as we're allowed to do that, I think it'd be
I
best.
think after 3, it gets a little bit.
Yeah, there's some other requirements.
That'd be 267 plus or minus then.
257.
257.
Okay, then also, going through my records, I have it that I sent out a notice to all the previous bidders on the cash rent. Do you want a letter out to all of them?
Sure.
also?
Yeah.
Um,
What's up again?
and then also there's added to the lease is implementing 12.3 acres of filter strips along the White Fox Creek, I believe.
We've already
That's
done
all
that.
done?
Yep.
Um,
So they would, They would
tenant-
assume, the tenant assumes those payments.
Yeah, so tenant shall work with the NRCS, USDA and Wright County Conservation to place 120-foot filter strips along the east, which is already done.
Yep.
Tenant shall receive the USDA payment for these acres, which is bid into the program at $300 per acre, as long as the lease remains in effect. Okay?
Correct.
Wright County Conservation will seed CP 21 native grasses and care for the filter strips until established and will perform prescribed burns as required. The County Conservation Board and County Supervisors will split the cost of the native grass seed. So that's all been done. You will still, you'll still do the burns. And
And because the county, a government agency isn't eligible for those payments, that's why the tenant receives those payments,
Gotcha.
whoever bids it in. But they have the knowledge that it's bid in at $300 an acre for that portion, the filter strip portion.
okay, so I will revamp that paragraph for people
Okay.
so that they understand that it is in the program. Are you going to expand that program at all? Is there any other areas of the farm that you want to expand to?
Yes, there is,
Yeah.
not on this lease.
Not on this
Okay.
lease.
Never mind, sorry, I asked.
Well, Sean McCoy's supposed to be coming out to scope those tile.
Sure,
Think about saturated buffer strip and stuff like that.
But usually that is incorporated within the filter strip, so
Yeah,
that
It's
shouldn't,
not gonna affect.
right,
okay,
Yeah. And like I'd asked before, that a bare minimum cover crops be put on the county farm are required, but
that would be something you'd have in the lease then, if you wanted to
definitely,
do,
if you want to
cover
incorporate that.
cover crop.
we're concerned about
Why don't we
water
keep it
quality.
clean
and
for the next 3 years?
Let's keep it clean for the next 3 years.
Okay, cover crops it is then, you want it to be clean. You're killing Dean
As
here.
president and, coalition, I think, maybe is now the time to voice your opinion.
Yeah, I guess my concern is the timing of the cover crops right now. My cover crops are already sown. And we're looking at somebody not taking possession until, we said open on the December 4th.
Mhm.
So until December 4th, so that's my concern. But I guess we could write it in there so that the following 2 years it could be done.
Has the county ever done, soil sampling on their farm to find out where they're at?
Not to my knowledge. I've never seen a soil samples done on it.
Just a suggestion. I mean, we did it on the Tice farm. It was,
What is that per acre, do you know? Is it
I think it
3?
was $1,800 for 100 acres, so $18 an acre.
Okay.
You'd like to think.
I would say that we should incorporate that when we write the lease up, and I can work with the county attorney on this. That this first year would not require cover crops, but the final 2 years of the 3-year lease would require cover crops.
What's the cost to put cover crops in?
It's subsidized.
Yeah. Through the government.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know more about it than I do.
So nothing the first year, the second 2 years do it?
Right, and again, my reasoning on the first year is
Timing.
it's gonna be late in the season for
It won't grow.
doing
You have
it.
snow in the ground.
Well, you possibly could.
Mhm.
Sometimes the first part of December, we got 60-degree temperatures too. But I would say in consideration of the first year's lease, that it not be required. The last 2 years would be required cover crop.
You'll work with the attorney on that.
Yes, sir.
Right.
For some reason, I thought that there was in the lease that there was to be soil sampling done, but maybe,
No,
Maybe
That was for like,
Well, they're supposed to give us what they do for fertilizer.
right,
if we request it, that is correct.
Basically, so they're not
Okay.
just using the ground and,
Using up the nutrients.
yes.
Okay, so, the issue was the dates, that's what we were taking action on today, and we've got that, right?
dates and first year, no cover crop, second 2 years, the last 2 years, cover crops.
Right.
What were the dates again?
It will be published on the 16th. They will be required to be returned by the 30th. And we will open the bids on the 4th.
Published the 16th and the 22nd.
Yes, I'm sorry, 16th and the 22nd.
You want a motion for that?
I do.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the dates as discussed for the lease on the county farm. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Did I give you a big packet? And you want
Yes,
to
ma'am.
keep that,
It's-
or
no,
can I
ma'am.
have it back?
I'll give it back to you. Okay, we're past the 9:15, but 9:15, review and act on resolution 2023-40 on setting the hearing date on the sale of real property in section 16, township 92, range 24 to the Wooden Family Trust. So resolution 2023-40. This is for a portion of what I call the Tice property that the Conservation Board purchased. And we have purchased a portion of the Wooden property that encompasses one of the 2 existing ag drainage wells yet to be, that are being turned into wetlands. And this is a portion of the property that essentially replaces that we purchased from them.
Yes.
It is parcel C in that, and it encompasses 12.5 acres in the east half of the southeast quarter. Here's it's referenced in the resolution, this parcel C, and that's a picture of what it looks like. So this is setting the date of the hearing of the Board of Supervisors at which the adoption of the said resolution is to be considered and shall be on November 20th, 2023 at 9:30 a.m. in the board chambers, Wright County Courthouse.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion
Second.
and a second to approve resolution 2023-40, a resolution setting the hearing on the sale of the real property in section 16, township 92, north, range 24 west to the Wooden Family Trust. By roll call vote, Carl.
Aye.
Rick.
Aye.
Dean, aye. Motion carried. Okay, item number 10, receive the sheriff's monthly revenue report.
So is that notice okay then, what I have, what's written?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
I will go ahead and publish that then.
There isn't a requirement to show parcel C. I mean, if somebody wants to look that up, they can go to the recorder's office like I did. Right,
Yeah,
okay. It is 12.5 acres. I can share that. You have a copy of the revenue report. Okay, for the month ending October 31st, 2023. County car service fees and mileage, $2,483.46. County new and renew weapons permits, $480, and copy fees of $110, totaling $3,073.46. I would accept the motion to accept the county sheriff's report.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the county sheriff's revenue report. Month ending October 31st. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 11, review and act on changes by the Secretary of State to the County Supervisors redistricting worksheet and map. Jeremy.
So the map that I handed you there, it was city of Clarion was split into three. I don't know if you guys have all seen it.
I'm,
Split into three districts and basically changed to two districts, which was 9 people on that west side went into District 5
So
from
these are
District
the
2.
maps. And here, I got another. copy
Revised
here.
final score.
So this is the map that has been okayed by the.
this is a new one.
Yes.
That is correct.
So then go to city of Clarion,
the next
right
page.
there.
Oh, okay.
So it's just those 9 people are in that corner. Came out of District
This-
2 into District 5,
This was added into.
putting,
That little
Into
piece
district.
right there.
yep, that little piece right there. That's
Okay.
it.
That's the only change.
It's the only changes. So we went by the direction of the Secretary of State of how they wanted it done, so.
Okay.
And then the numbers are all on the worksheet up front.
Mm.
You can see that District 2 is now above the maximum variation by 3 people, but that has been blessed because the map fits both other state codes, 42.4 and 49.3.
Thank you for your work, you and your team.
Thoughts are, Betty, on that, on how we understand it?
Yeah, so Belmont is still split. That was one of the concerns that we had,
Mhm.
that the redistricting commission had.
That was a question of the state code, that we were questioning the state code and how they had it worded.
And there's 2 sections of the code, 49.3 and 42.4.
Mhm.
And the one specifies this, but if it matches and fits this better.
Yep.
Then,
That's correct, which is why we were waiting on an answer from May 5th.
Secretary of
correct,
State.
yep.
Yep.
So I have a full email here that explains everything that they went through, and this has been reviewed already by their legal counsel also.
That's correct.
Right.
So the 9 people taking out of District 2, shoving into District 5 is the only change, which makes Clarion split into 2 districts, not 3.
Okay.
Well, let Sarah Middleton and Shannon Walker.
Yeah,
Appreciate
I've
that.
already talked to them
Yep,
about this.
yep, appreciate-
Invite them here today.
Okay. Want to thank them for their work and also you. I know it's been a while. I know it kind of was stagnant there for a while, but it was not on our part. It was the Secretary of State with countless emails without response.
Yep, I passed one.
So we are looking for approval from the board upon the recommendation of the Secretary of State.
I'll make the motion.
Second,
I have a motion and a second to approve the redistricting for the county supervisors. Approving the changes made by the Secretary of State's office and reviewed by their legal counsel. All those in favor say aye.
2
Aye.
signatures. Please, now,
Did you vote?
Aye.
aye,
Motion carried.
well, you never vote
Yeah, I
after,
did.
shut up, Carl.
Right.
My map.
I left, you grab.
Yeah.
That's what I get the concept.
I motion we second.
And I think the code requirements were that we have this done by December, right?
15th.
December 15th.
Yeah,
So we
I
are-
thought it was December 1st, but it is the 15th, so
Okay,
we
thank
still
you.
made it.
I kind of thought we'd have it done by June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You uploaded it to the, so we don't have to.
You
That
just
hasn't
passed
been-
along last time, all the
Yeah.
information.
And I think I'm going to go ahead and republish the map and the legal description of the area again. Just because it was May when it was done last.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's worth publishing again.
Yeah, so the new Clarion and the new overall map has been uploaded into Secretary of State's right
Yeah.
folder.
So we don't have to do anything with that. I'll email the final signed stuff to them.
Okay, and so a requirement of this, because all 5 seats will be up for election, is so that we don't have all 5 overchange every time, is to hold a drawing to determine there'll be 2 2-year terms and 3 4-year terms. Okay, that is item 11A. Have a random drawing for supervisor district term length.
Y'all can.
Yeah.
So, it is an all in, all out, another, and it says that the terms of the 3 incumbent supervisors shall expire on the date that the 5-member board becomes effective.
It's January 1st of twenty
And it'll be
twenty-five.
actually the second, because the first is a holiday. so
Okay,
January 2nd.
January 2nd.
The length of term for which a person is a candidate and the date when the term begins shall be indicated on the ballot. So that's why it would be nice to have this done now so that
People know.
the people, when they're taking out papers, will have will know what their term is going to be. So this is the old elections. 10. From way back when. You can see that it's
Empty.
empty,
Okay,
except for the dust coming out of the bottom.
Oh geez, I'm running.
There's 5 cards. These are 4-year terms
okay,
and 2-year terms.
okay.
And we'll fold them in half. Pardon?
No, it doesn't say the district. They'll say the district.
Yeah, the
And then
board of
they-
supervisors will say the district and then Jeremy will pick it out.
She told you.
At this point, we just start at District 1 and go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the first drawing will be for district number 1.
Which district is that?
District 1 is,
Schofield and half of Eagle Road.
Choose wisely.
Remember, that's in gold, Jeremy, don't write it.
we need some green, just one, draw one out.
A 2-year term, District 1,
District
2-year term.
1,
Will you write District 1 on there?
2-year term. Next will be District 2.
Which is East Eagle Grove, Woolstock,
That area.
that area.
4-year term,
4-year term. District 3,
which is
North Clarion.
North of Clarion. Did that get changed? Yeah,
Yes, it did.
4-year term,
4-year term. District 4,
Which is
District 4 is
Northeast Belmont.
4-year term,
4-year term.
Guess it's,
That's easy.
don't really need to draw the last one, huh?
No,
gotta empty the box. District 5
2-year term.
is the Dow's Southern Wright County. Or Gulf.
Yep. Gold Valley.
All right, got that decided.
Okay,
Ta-da.
thank you, Betty.
Ta-da.
Okay, item number 12, Adam Clemens, Wright County Engineer, secondary roads update.
So we had greater training last week. You probably saw that out on, the Martin Road, or 210. The guys did really well. The trainer, came in and checked in with me at the end of the week. Said they made 100% improvement in what they're doing, getting more comfortable. Superintendent said that there was a few, of the gentlemen that didn't like sitting on kind of an angle like that, but by the end of the week, they got comfortable with it. So it does make it feel like it's gonna flip over on you, but he wouldn't put anybody in a position where that would happen.
Right.
Cold morning temps, so we're starting to get into the colder morning temps, so it's not as easy to blade. We're getting more chunks, so we're having to delay the starting time of blading until later on in the morning or even afternoon. So if we can get some more warmer weather, we can get out there and blade more often, but I don't think that's coming anytime soon. Mowing, we got zone 2 and 3 completely done. zone one is still at 66%, so they'll be getting on that. Trucks are still, finished up spot shouldering on CP4. We had to take some spot loads up to Buchanan Avenue and Page Avenue due to being damaged by manure haulers. And then also we did some brush cutting with the trucks, and the item number 2 where it says permits, that was supposed to be taken off, and 26 work orders were completed. Majority of rough. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Okay. Update on meetings.
I had nothing.
No meetings last week.
No, anything else? We have an 11 o'clock work session, that'll be held here in the supervisor's chamber. That's on,
Chicken shit.
possible rulemaking on stockpiling of dry manure and animal nutrients in Wright County. We had some issues with that last year, and so, we will be discussing that.
Motion to adjourn.
Pardon me?
Work sessions aren't part of it.
Yeah.
Second,
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
aye.
Aye. Motion carried. We are adjourned.